All right. We're digging into the nitty-gritty of background screening data, and today's lesson is all about county criminal records, the beating heart of any quality background check. Now, if you want to be a pro, you've got to understand why these records are the gold standard and how to tackle their complexities. Are you ready? All right, let's dive in. What are county criminal records? In the United States, the overwhelming majority of criminal records live at the county level. Now, we're talking about 3,100 counties, each with its own court system. Now, that's where crimes are prosecuted and recorded. State repositories might compile some of this data, but the core, the most detailed, and the most up-to-date info, it's in the county. So when we say criminal records, we mean county-level data. It's the backbone of background screening. And here's why that's a big deal. According to the FBI, about 1 in 3 adults in the United States has some type of criminal interaction or record. Now, that's arrest for felonies, even if they didn't lead to convictions, misdemeanors if they didn't lead to convictions, anything. That's a record. Now, that's a huge chunk of your applicant pool. And most of those records are sitting in county courts. These courts handle a wide range of offenses, from minor misdemeanors to serious heavy-hitting felonies. We're talking misdemeanors like petty theft, disorderly conduct, public intoxication, simple assault, trespassing, vandalism, and even DUIs. The felonies in these counties could be robbery, aggravated assault, burglary, drug trafficking, fraud, sexual offenses, and even homicide. These records can show convictions, pending cases, and sometimes dismissed charges, depending on the county. If you're not tapping into county data, you're missing the bulk of the story. Now, you may be wondering why county records matter. So let me tell you here, you're hiring a driver for your delivery fleet. A national database check says all clear. But a county record pops up with a recent DUI from a small town the applicant used to call home. That's a deal breaker. Or maybe you're onboarding a financial controller. A county search uncovers a theft conviction that a quick database scan missed. These are the details that keep your company safe, and they're locked away in county courts. National databases can lag or miss records, but county data, it's the original source, accurate, current, and critical. Now, here's the twist. Counties aren't straightforward. As I've said before, many have multiple courts, municipal courts for misdemeanors, district courts for felonies, traffic courts, and more. Each handles different cases, and their records aren't always rolled into one neat package. So when you order a county search, you've got to ensure it covers all relevant courts. Miss one, and you might miss a red flag. It's like hunting for treasure, but you're only digging in half the spots. So counties are important, so how do you decide which counties to search? Well, you've got options. First, the applicant can provide addresses. They give you the zip codes or address history themselves. The problem is people move, forget, or let's be real, sometimes dodge the truth and don't give you all the information. Some counties actually share zip codes, so you actually probably need to double check. Now, you can start with the current address, which they most likely provided to you through the application. Start where they live now. That's easy enough. You can run an address history trace in your search. That's an AHT. Now, this pulls addresses tied to the Social Security number. And that's the reason, one of the big reasons SSNs are used in background screens. It's definitely a step up, showing where they've been and not counting on your applicant to tell you where they've been. You can also use a criminal database product. Now, these flag potential jurisdictions where the applicant might have a record. But here's the kicker. None of these are foolproof. Address history traces can miss addresses. Databases can throw up false positive. So you need a rock-solid process to verify and pick the right counties, because the county data is where the action is. And getting this data, it's a mixed bag. So some counties are living in the future with searchable online databases. That's awesome. But others, they're stuck in the past with microfiche or paper files or systems that aren't public. Now, in those cases, instead of electronically getting the information, you might need a court runner, a real person, to go into the court to pull the records. Now, that's not awesome, but it is what gets you the goods. And here's the bottom line. County criminal records are the backbone of background screening. They're messy, they're complicated, but they're non-negotiable. Any good pro knows this and has a plan to collect as much county data as possible. It's your shield against risk, and it's what separates the amateurs from the experts. So stick with me. You're on your way to mastering this game.